Hey y'all. Today we're cleaning a section of our brooder room. The way my brooder room is set up is I have 3 sections to my brooder room, so when chicks hatch they go up here in this top section. So you can see I've got a little batch of chicks up here. These here hatched at the end of February, so now that we're approaching the end of March, it's time to move them. So they're going to move here to this middle section. So this is here. And then once they reach 2 months old, they will come down here, let's see, down here to the floor. Once down here, they'll be there for 3 to 4 months, and once they reach 4 months old, then they will get moved to outside, where they get to free range. So this is my brooder room. That window kind of makes a nice bright section, but it's that's it. This originally was designed where each of these sections could be divided. So you can see I've got pieces of board that fit between here. So I could divide each one of these. And that's what I did, is I had it to where the first week would go into this first section, and then, you know, week 2 I would go here, week 3, week 4, and I was hatching every week. It didn't work out too well. The birds, I had to have a heat lamp for each section, and they couldn't get away from the heat, and so it didn't work out that way, or that well. And then I was again doing it, hatching every week, and I would have birds from 1 week to 4 weeks old, all within the same pen, and it just, again, it didn't work out well. I wasn't able to clean it as efficiently as I like to. So, and that's what I'm showing y'all today, is how I really like to clean these. So what I've done, the way these are made, let me switch. Well, they're wire bottom cages. They open up, just 1/4 inch wire mesh, bottom cages, made of wood. Wood, maybe not the best. You know, it collects a lot of stuff. It does require a lot of scraping. This one hasn't been scraped, obviously. I just removed rubber mats. I put rubber mats on the bottom of these. Let me see if I can get to the bottom of one of these. So somebody didn't do some cleaning this morning. So at the bottom of this is these rubber mats. You can see that. Anyways, but there's rubber mats at the bottom of them, and then we put the shavings or sawdust on top of that. So, and that's what it keeps everything from falling through, makes it really easy to clean. Well, like I said, obviously, the child in charge of cleaning this pen did not clean this morning. But anyways, what I like to do is each month before we move these birds down, I've taken the mats out, they're getting scraped, and I'll show you that process. So this is one of the mats that came out of that middle brooder pen, and this has been sitting in there since last year, so it's really gross. And I've already gone through and I use an old what is this? Not spatula, a paint scraper, or I forget what it's called. Anyways, drywall spatula, I think is what it is. Anyway, and just, you know, go and scrape all the old manure and stuff off of this. Like I said, most of this has already been scraped off. I am not going to spend hours trying to scrape every little bit of this off of here. What I end up doing is, this is sitting on a barrel, and you can see I've already got some of the other 3 or 2 in here. And so what I do is I just put them in here in the barrel. Now, what I'm going to do is fill it up with water. And with that, over here, turn the water on. Let's see. Gotta grab my hose. Sorry about all the moving around. Now what I add to this is bleach. I like bleach. Bleach is a good disinfectant. So, and then I just come over here and I just kind of pour some in. No, I don't have some, you know, magic number, magic amount. This is what, a 50-gallon barrel, maybe not, maybe a 40-gallon barrel, and I just add probably maybe a cup of bleach to it, and it As the kids say, it smells like a swimming pool. But anyway, so I just get this in here and I'll get it filled all the way up to the top. And then this will sit here probably for a good 24 hours. And I'll come back tomorrow with a brush, a scrub brush, and all of this will scrub off really easily. I'll come out here with some soap, some Dawn, and really get them cleaned up, and they'll be basically solid black. They'll be clean, 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 and they'll go back into the brooder room. The other thing I'm gonna do, which I probably will not video, is I will go through and scrape down all that wood with the scraper, all that wood that's in the brooder room. And I sweep it off, and then I will spray all of it down with a bleach water solution as well to get it all disinfected. So once all of that's all clean and disinfected, like I said, the mats will go back down and it'll be ready for next week when those chicks that were up in that top pen, they will get moved down to that middle pen next week, because I have another set of chicks ready to hatch next week. Well, it's been 24 hours since our mats have been sitting in the bleach water. It is a super windy day today, so that'll make drying these rubber mats really simple. But here's our mats. They're really kind of gross. We'll get them out of here. But look how much easier or cleaner they are already. So the first thing I'm going to do is just hose these off, and you can see all the gunk just really comes off really easily. Kind of gross. Now I can't clean this one-handed, run the water and scrub. Next thing I'm going to do is so I got my Dawn, got my scrub brush, and got it all scrubbed up. Now all we have to do is rinse it off. There we go. How easy is that? So much simpler than trying to do all that scraping and cleaning when it had all that stuff on it. That's why I let it sit for good 24 hours. Now I get to do this to the other side of it and to the other mats. Then I'm going to let it sit out here for the rest of the afternoon. With all this wind and this sun, it'll definitely dry really quickly. Well, we had a spring storm pop up all of a sudden this afternoon with all those winds and stuff. And I managed to get those rubber mats out here into the coop just as that storm was starting. So you can kind of hear my whirlybird going nuts out there with all the wind. So right now I'm here putting the mats back into the coop. Ooh, did you hear that thunder? So anyways, so what I've done, there's one that's in the bottom of the brooder. So here I'm putting in another. So see, I've got my wire bottom cage. And these mats, what these are old, not old, but these are like 1/4 inch mats used for like horse stalls. The chickens are all going nuts from the thunder. So what I'm doing is I'm just putting them, these were cut to fit in these, into these spots. So and that's all they do, is they go right inside there. Now this one over here, move around. This one in particular was the oddball. It's a little bit short. So I've got this one little bit, and that's okay. It actually allows for some of the excess food and stuff like that to pass through. What I originally did here is in the summertime, I would allow for these mats to be taken out because it gets so hot in here. I mean, it's Texas. It gets really hot here. So I would allow for the mats to not be here and for it to be open and airy in here for these chicks so that they could actually stay cool. That's our problem in the summertime, is it being too hot and not cool enough. So we could take the mats out. The problem with that is I sometimes still need the heat lamps, and things drop on the heat lamps, and especially like water, and it causes problems on heat lamps, obviously. So I have to keep heat lamps covered. Sometimes the wire on the chicks' feet isn't great, so again, it ended up being not a great thing. So now I just keep the rubber mats in at all times. It makes life a little bit easier. Now that the rubber mats are in place, I'm putting in my shavings in the coop. I don't use pine shavings in my brooders or in my coop at all. I use pelleted pine bedding that's been wet down to sawdust. Notice we use a lot of what I would consider horse products with our chickens. I mean, this is a horse farm and a chicken farm, so a lot of our products are about the same. Basically, what it is it's the horse bedding, the pine pellets. I do a scoop this size, which is 3 quarts. So I do a full 3-quart scoop into a bucket with a 1-quart chick water, one of their, it's a 1/4 water container of water. And that's what it is. So it's a 3-to-1 ratio, and it works out perfectly. So and this is what it breaks down to sawdust. So all I do is I just add that into the brooder, and I have a 5-gallon bucket here of it, which has about 2 what I call, I guess, helpings of it, 2 batches. So, and I'll just fill this up, but all the whole container. Probably won't put as much in the middle one because of that one section that's missing the rubber. I did have an extra piece. I have no idea where it's gone to. It's it's been several years, so like I said, I had that piece that was the kind of the extra little puzzle piece that went in there. But when I was taking them out and putting them in, taking them out, it got misplaced somewhere in storage. So, but anyways, I will go through, fill this in, and then next week, this pen, I'm going to go through the heat lamp. I always check my heat lamps before adding new chicks to the brooders. Make sure that the lamp is safe, make sure it's cleaned off, make sure there's no wires, it's not going to glitch, things like that. That's one thing when you use heat lamps, you really want to make sure that everything's really safe. That way nothing is going to spark, and you don't want it, you don't want it to glitch out on you and you have no heat for your babies. Right now it's really not too big of a worry of mine. I mean, we're getting up into the 80s and stuff like that for most of our daytimes temperature, so it's, we're pretty good, and I come out here a lot during the day, so we're good on temperatures as far as that goes. So, and most of what would be in this one are going to be 1 to 2 month olds. So it's my 1 month olds that are up at the top. Once they reach a month old, they're going to move to this pen, and they'll be in here until they're 2 month olds. And then when they reach 2 months old, they'll move down here to the bottom pen, where they get access to an outdoor run. And then once they get to have fun outside. So I got some out there now. They're having their first experience with a rain shower. So this is kind of fun for them. So y'all have a great day. Thanks for watching.